Hey guys, it's Becky. I know I'm a little overdressed and over makeuped for a day in the life video, but it's because I had to film another video for you guys today. So thank you for giving me an excuse to get ready, because other than today, I have not worn makeup or done my hair in about a week. So thank you for that. So today's video is a day in the life of staying home and trying to be productive and trying to keep the girls busy. I'm also going to be sitting down and sharing with you guys kind of how we're doing, especially for somebody who is definitely an extrovert and needs to get out of the house, how we are doing with social distancing, how the girls are doing, and how I'm trying to keep them busy and keep everybody getting along and all of that stuff. I'm also planning on sharing with you my most recent grocery haul. It has been a little bit of a challenge to find the groceries that we need. So I ordered them with Kroger pickup. My husband's supposed to pick them up later. I have no clue what is actually going to come of what I ordered. Depending on what it is, he may have to go to other stores to try to find it. But otherwise, I'm trying to make the most of the meals that I'm trying to make the most of the ingredients that I have here at home. That's been a little bit different and a little bit of a challenge, which I am talking about later as well. So just wanted to hop on here and say hey, and I hope you guys have enjoyed the extra videos I've had this month. I've had a lot more time to make videos for you guys because I am here all the time. So I really hope you have enjoyed that. I don't know how long that's going to be able to continue, but I will do it as long as I can. So I wanted to bring you guys along with us on this busy, productive, staying home day in the life. So if you want to see it, then stay tuned. So I wanted to share with you guys something fun we're doing today. And if you guys saw my Easter basket video, I shared with you how Squeezamole sent me a bunch of these little micros, and I saved this one for my youngest daughter's Easter basket, but the rest of them we unboxed. There's 3. There's 2 you can see and a mystery, and we are doing an inside Easter egg hunt. So there are lots of plain, just empty eggs, and then we have 8 eggs. Some of them have tape because the guys were really big. Most of them don't have tape. So some of them have the Squeezamoles in them and some of them don't. And so we're going to hide them all upstairs and let the girls kind of have an inside Easter egg hunt, and then they get to keep, they'll get to keep the Squeezamole they find. The only thing is I'm going to make an arrangement that they need to both get the same amount. So it really doesn't matter who finds the ones that have the things in them. They can trade as they want and stuff. I thought that'd be fun. So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to go fix dinner. We're going to hide one in Tango's cage. Let's go here. Hi, Tango. We got to do this quietly so Mommy doesn't hear that I'm opening your cage. Shh, don't freak out. It's going to be fine. Just going to put an egg in your cage. It's fine. Nothing to be scared about, Tango. It's fine. Oh, shh. Okay, be quiet, Tango. Stop making so much noise.
Is it in over here?
I'm not. Egg? No.
It's not. It's Frank. Okay, Frank. I named him Frank.
Look at what she did. She keeps lifting it up.
I stepped on it.
No.
Huh?
No. Okay, so I went ahead and made tomorrow's dinner today. So today we had turkey pasta kind of a thing, I don't know what it's called, and I made chili for tomorrow. My husband just got home from the grocery, and if you notice, he snuck some tea before I filmed this. Surprisingly, as much stuff as this is not everything I ordered. They didn't have the other bread that I ordered, the pasta, the brownies. They only gave us 3 of the 4 milks because they're limiting milk to 3 gallons per person. They didn't have tortillas, they didn't have the chicken nuggets, they didn't have broccoli florets or green beans. They fulfilled 3 of the 5 macaroni and cheese, so that's at least I got some of that. No organic mayo, only 1 of the 2 other breads that I ordered. No yogurt raisins, no crackers, and no chicken breasts. So, and by the way, if you hear that noise, the dishwasher's going. So I'm okay on chicken because we did find some last week. I've got 1 package of broccoli florets left. I've got 3 packages of chicken, 1 package of turkey, and 2 packages of ground beef. And there's another package of turkey. Looks like this is some ham, another package of like lunch meat turkey, and then 2 loaves of bread. So I'm doing okay, but I was trying to get some more stuff just to stock up, especially the things that are really hard to get. So this is what we were able to get from our Kroger. I had to wait 2 days to pick this up. So I'm really surprised, and it was a nighttime pickup, so I'm really surprised I even got this much. So I got 3 of our milks, the organic orange juice, my husband's coffee, got 2 of those, 2 of the organic Colby Jack cheese that we use, the sliced Colby Jack cheese, a can of Loki's dog food for when he has to have his heartworm medication. I got 3 Lunchables, another package of lunch meat ham, another package of lunch meat turkey, 2 more things of ground turkey. I got some bacon for bacon tomato sandwiches. We don't put lettuce on it. 2 cans of cream of chicken soup, a thing of tortellinis, 2 of the girls' waffles back there, and then some waffles for me so I can stress eat. Some peanuts, 2 packages of organic chicken breast strips so I can make some quesadillas, another thing of eggs, 2 things of Italian dressing, some organic pretzels, 3 boxes of organic mac and cheese, 2 boxes of organic cinnamon crunch cereal, a box of my tomato soup that I really like, 4 of the biggest organic tomatoes you've ever seen, and another loaf of organic bread. So considering what's going on and considering, like I said, this was a nighttime pickup, I'm really even excited to get what we even got. So I'm gonna have to change my meal plan a little bit. I'll still be able to make quesadillas. We can have these one day for lunch or dinner, lots of lunch meat for lunchtime, Lunchable things for snacks or lunch, the bacon for sandwiches, which we actually like to have for dinner sometimes too, and then lots of ground turkey, and I've got a little bit of ground beef left. So definitely another trip will be in the future for chicken, probably next week. I also need to get some of the Annie's biscuits that the girls really like because that makes a really good breakfast and lunch. It was a somewhat successful trip, and I wanted to share with you guys what we got during this whole ordeal. So you guys let me know, what are you having trouble finding at your grocery store? Is this a good haul? Like, do you think I did pretty well? I think I forgot to show the organic chocolate chips. Or are you having a lot of trouble finding even this stuff? So let me know in the comments kind of what's going on in your area with trying to find groceries. Something I found when organizing the bookcase is one of these Magic School Bus science kits. This is one we've never done. And it's about bacteria and fungi. So I think this is actually going to be a fun one to do right now. A fun guy one to do, just with everything going on, I think now is a really good time to talk about bacteria and how they spread, and you know, safety precautions you can take and hygiene and stuff. But I think scientifically it's going to be kind of interesting to see if we can grow our own bacteria here at home. So I thought this would be appropriate to do right now in our homeschool with everything that's going on. So I wanted to share with you guys kind of how all of this has affected us as a family. I did the separate video about how it's affecting our homeschooling, and then now I wanted to share this with like how it's affecting us on a personal, everyday lifestyle type way. If you know me, then you know I do not stay home ever. I know some people love to stay home and they're homebodies and they just don't want to go out anywhere. That's not me. I go out literally every single day. And if I ever stay home more than one day in a row, then I'm like on death's door or I'm snowed in. Something serious has happened. And even when we had a big snowstorm a few years ago, we still went out because my husband had a car, that like a Jeep thing that we could get out in the snow. So even then, when we were like snowed in, I was still able to get out. So I have not stayed home more than 2 days in a row since the 90s, like when I was a kid. I'm not kidding. So for me, today is day 11 of our social distancing self-quarantine journey. So 11 days that I have not left the house, and only a couple of those days I actually even went outside. I got the mail once and we took a walk, I think twice. Now that the weather is hopefully warming up and gonna stay warm, we'll be able to get outside more. But I mean, that is a serious departure from my everyday life. And every day I would go to lunch at Panera with the girls and we'd run errands, we'd come home, we'd finish school, like every single day. Like I swear there's a permanent rut between my house and Panera of just driving back and forth every day. So for me, this is a big difference in my life of not going anywhere, not seeing people, not getting that time away from home, because I am a homeschooling mom, I'm a stay-at-home mom, I'm a work-at-home mom. So everything I do responsibility-wise is here. So it's nice to be able to get out and get away and just relax for a while. And I don't have that if I am here at home every day. So surprisingly, I am actually doing really well. And I realize it's only day 11. There's plenty of people that have stayed home for way longer, and I may have a lot longer to go, and I may be singing a different tune in a couple weeks. But right now, I'm even surprised at how well I'm doing at day 11. A lot of people probably are struggling with the fact that they're with their family members all day, every day. For us, that's not a huge difference. Me and the girls are used to being together pretty much 24/7 because we homeschool. So we work really well together. We get along really well together, and we don't ever really have issues, which is amazing. I'm not saying I don't get frustrated sometimes, but I'm really, really surprised in general, even before this happened, how well we get along. And considering there's a 6-year age difference between my girls, they get along really well. They play well together. They are good with each other, like doing what the other one wants to do. Like, it's amazing, their relationship that they have. And I feel like I'm really close to them. And so we get along really well. So that hasn't been an issue at all, to be at home all day long with them. For me, lunch is the hardest part. Like, lunchtime between 12 and 3-ish is the hardest part of the day for me, because that's usually when we'd be getting ready to go to lunch, going to lunch, running errands. We would come back home, and then usually between 3 and 4 I would work out. 4 o'clock, 4:35 is dinner, and then the rest of the night kind of is a little bit easier. So getting over that hump of the 12 to 3 kind of time frame is the hardest part for me, because that's the time of the day that I'm used to being gone and getting away. Again, surprisingly, I've actually enjoyed the fact of getting a lot more done, because I'm not spending, you know, the 45 minutes to get ready and then the time that we're out and then coming home and finding a couple extra hours in my day to be able to get things done, just because I'm not spending the time getting ready and I'm not going out to eat and running errands. Now, I'm not saying I don't plan on doing that again once all this is over. I do, but it has been nice, because those few extra hours a day I'm able to work on cleaning projects or planning for homeschool or working on YouTube, and that gives me more time to make videos for you guys. You probably noticed I've had quite a big increase in videos this month, and it gives me more time to work on household projects and cleaning. Like I said in the other video, I'm deep cleaning the homeschool room earlier than usual. Usually I wait till summer. I've already started that. So there have been positives that have come from not being able to leave the house. It's not that I don't want to leave the house, but if I'm here anyway, I might as well be productive and get stuff done. Kind of leads me into the second thing. My house has never been cleaner. I don't know, it's kind of counterintuitive, because we're here all the time, so we're making more of a mess, but I'm also here all the time, so I'm able to clean it up more quickly. Now, I've also never unloaded and reloaded the dishwasher so many times in my life, because I don't cook 3 meals at home a day when life is normal. We eat breakfast here, we eat dinner here, we eat out at lunch every day. So that's quite a few dishes that I'm having extra just because we're eating 3 meals a day here. So usually lately it's been running the dishwasher twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day, and that's a lot, because normally I only had to load it once and run it once. So that's kind of been different. Something else that's been a positive from this whole situation, and I talked about this kind of loosely in my blessings of social distancing video, the girls are being so creative with their free time. I mean, they're still doing school, they're still doing chores, but they have done so many creative things just in the last 11 days that they haven't done in months and months and months. So my oldest daughter has started sewing again, like hand sewing. My youngest daughter has been going through lots of craft kits that we've had that's been sitting on the shelf forever. She's been doing watercolor paints and all these different klutz books and craft kits and things that they've already had, that they had access to all the time. They've been kind of picking those things back up. So that's been kind of interesting to see that that has come from being home. Something kind of negative that happened, and hopefully it doesn't happen again, we were having internet trouble for a few days where we didn't have any internet, and you realize how dependent you are on the internet when you don't have it. And even though I have, you know, my phone, I could use data. I don't want to go over on data and have to pay a bunch of money on my data because I don't have Wi-Fi in the house or don't have internet. Any of that stuff I need to do for homeschooling or for work or for life, I cannot do without the internet. So thankfully, it's working now. Let's hope that it stays that way. But I did have to have the guy come, and he had to come in the house, which I was not happy about, because I'm like, you know, who knows if he's healthy. But I kind of had to, because you really are dependent on internet. If you don't have internet, you really have lost your connection to so many things. Something that's positive from this is the fact that so many churches are able to stream their church services. Last Sunday was the first Sunday that we did church at home, where we just, we actually watched our church's stream from the week before. We're actually a week behind. So we watched last week's church service at home, and that was really nice to be able to have that time to sit in your pajamas and be together in the living room and watch church, and still have that time, you know, hearing about God and His Word without having to leave the house. So that was nice. On a negative side, our Disney trip is probably pretty much 99% canceled or postponed. We go to Disney every year in May, and even though Disney has extended its payment due dates, because it was actually due next week, but they have pushed that back until 7 days before your check-in date, which is great and all, but I really feel like even then, I don't know if, number one, Disney's even going to be open, and number two, even if they are we going to be able to afford it, because my husband's job has been affected by this, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And number three, is it going to be safe for us to go? You know, is it worth the risk that there may be just to be able to go in May like we planned? I really don't know, but right now I have a feeling, and I'm trying to wrap my brain around the fact that we are probably not going to be able to go in May. Something else that's kind of been really interesting about this whole situation is this is the first time in my life that I've ever had to worry about food. We take for granted so much that, you know, I want Cheetos and I'm going to go to the store and buy Cheetos, and then you can go to the store and there's no Cheetos. Well, I'm going to make baked chicken for dinner, so I'm going to go to the store and get chicken. There's no chicken. Okay, well, I'm gonna make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but I need bread. So I'm gonna go to the store, there's no bread. Like, this is the first time in my life that I remember this ever happening. So even though I'm still meal planning like I always did, I'm having to meal plan in reverse. I'm meal planning around what they have, like what the stores have, and then I'm trying to make meals from that. Whereas before, I would make a meal plan of what I wanted to make and go to the store and just walk in and get it. I can't do that anymore. I'm trying really hard to be really mindful to not waste food. It's something I feel like we always did anyway, but now especially I am really aware of the fact that we don't want to waste food or milk because we can't necessarily get it as easily as we could before. And I tell the girls, I'm like, don't pour more milk than you know you're gonna drink. And I'm trying to be creative with leftovers. So like the other day we had eggs and biscuits for lunch. So I saved the leftover biscuits. The next day the girls had biscuits with, like, I made little ham and cheese biscuits for the girls for lunch with the leftover biscuits. So like I'm trying to use every meal until it is literally gone. So what I mentioned earlier about my husband, his income being affected, he is a sales only position, and really with YouTube it's completely commission based as well. So both of us are non-salaried. Like, we don't make a salary, we don't make a set amount every month, it fluctuates. And that's something I'm kind of used to with his job anyway. It was never consistent. Any sales job really isn't. But the fact that now his work was staying open. So it was at least he was consistently working and kind of trying to make sales. They've actually closed 2 days ago. They decided, or they were told basically by the governor, they needed to close. Because they're not necessary to be open. He is at home. Today is his second day at home, and this is definitely going to be an issue of finding a new normal for us again, because the first thing adjusting was not being able to leave the house, and now it's going to be adjusting to having him home, because with his work schedule, he was never home for 2 days in a row. He would get 1 day off during the week and then Sundays off, most Sundays off. So we've never really had him home 2 days in a row unless it's like we're on vacation. So this is different to have him home all day. That's definitely different, especially because, you know, it's usually me and the girls, and so it's like the three of us. But you know how it is, like sometimes you've got a system worked out and that other person just kind of throws off your groove, you know, it makes it a little different. So we're gonna have to find a new normal while he's here and figure out kind of how we can work together, and how him being home can fit into our homeschooling life, and how it can fit into our everyday life, because like I said, he's not usually here that often. And hopefully I'll be able to help pick up the slack with my YouTube income and sponsorships and stuff to be able to compensate for the fact that we don't know at all what's coming in for him right now as far as his money from his job. So I don't know how long this social distancing is going to last. I don't know how much harder it's going to get over time for me or the girls or my husband. You know, obviously I'm not psychic, I don't know. Right now, I'm doing really well. The girls are doing really well. I don't know about my husband yet. He hasn't been home long enough. But I feel like we're doing really, really well. And I'm really surprised. I've learned so much through just this past 11 days. And one thing I do know is I'm just trying to make sure I keep up with normal life as much as possible. So I'm still working out, you know, 5 to 6 days a week. Trying to keep up with regular bedtimes. Making sure the girls have chores to keep them busy and help around the house. And I'm just trying really hard to focus on blessings and health rather than what I can't do and then my disappointments, which there are definite disappointments. And if you guys know, like, I am a Disney World fanatic. I am obsessed with it. We go every year, and my May trip is like the happiest time for me all year long. It is the 1 week of my entire year that I get to get out of my own head and enjoy myself and be away from responsibilities and kind of turn off and turn out the world. So the thought of missing out on that is very disappointing, but I am trying to focus on the fact that I will be able to go to Disney World at some point. I just don't know when. And right now the main thing is my blessings that I have here at home. And there are so many blessings that we have, from being able to stay home, being able to homeschool. My homeschool life hasn't been affected or that much. My work life hasn't been affected because I already worked from home for YouTube. You know, so many things have not been affected. And then some of the things that have been affected have actually turned out to be positive. So just trying to focus on the positives in this situation, and how blessed we are, and how, if you have your health, how important that is. So you guys let me know, how are you doing? What day are you in your social distancing journey? We can talk to each other and kind of share our experiences, and that's why I'm here, to talk to you guys, to teach you guys, to learn from you guys, and just to share our experiences. So let me know in the comments how you're doing, and any tips and suggestions you have for getting through this social distancing together, and the positives that can come from it and what we can learn from it. So even though this is a day in the life video, I wanted to talk to you. So feel free to leave me any comments or thoughts that you guys have in the comments section below, so we can talk more about this together.